Introduction. In the 18th century, the Russian Empire was actively expanding its borders, and Kazakhstan became one of the key territories in its expansion. This process was not limited to military operations. It included the construction of fortresses, population resettlement, and the administrative reforms that deeply affected Kazakh society. The main questions of our study is what methods did the Russian Empire use to conduct military colonization of Kazakhstan, and what consequences did this have for the region. By the beginning of the 18th century, the Kazakh steppes were in a state of political fragmentation. The junior, middle, and the senior Jews often conflicted with each other, which weakened their defense capability, and additional factor of instability was the constant attacks of the Jungars, who in the 1720s brought the Kazakh land to the brink of destruction. On the other hand, the Russian Empire at that time sought to strengthen its borders in the southern regions and gain control over strategically important trade routes. At the same time, Russia saw the annexation of Kazakhstan as an opportunity to comfort its rivals, including China and the Ottoman Empire.
The annexation of Kazakhstan began with the appeal of Abulkhair, the Khan of the Junior Rus, to the Russian Empress Anna Ivanovna in 1730. He sought protection from the Jungars and other external enemies. On October 10, 1731, the representatives of the Junior Rus swore allegiance to Russia. This step marked the beginning of Russian expansion into the territory of the Kazakh steppes. In 1734, by decree of Anna Ivanovna, the construction of the Orenburg line began, a system of fortifications along the Yaik River, which became an important link in the Russian defense strategy. The first fortress of this line, Orenburg, was founded in 1735 and quickly turned into the administrative center of the region. The Middle Jews began to gradually enter the Russian sphere of influence in 1740, when Khan Ablai declared his loyalty to the Russian crown. This allowed Russia to build fortifications in eastern Kazakhstan, including the fortress of Semipalatinsk, Uсть-Kamenogorsk, and Zhelezinskaya. These outposts protected the imperial borders from Jungar attacks and created strongholds for further advancement. By the end of 18th century, Russia had increased its influence in the senior Jews as well, although the process of its integration was not completed until the 19th century.
Kazakh troops played a key role in military colonization. The Ural, Siberian, and later Semirechye Kazakhs troops not only participated in military operations, but also provided security for new territories. To ensure their loyalty, they were given the best lands, which often led to conflicts with the local population. For example, in 1808, Siberian Kazakhs were allocated lands near water resources in the Irtysh region. Military colonization brought with it significant changes. The traditional nomadic way of life was undermined by the seizure of lands for Kazakh villages and fortresses. This caused mass migration of Kazakh to less fertile areas. The region's economy began to adapt to the needs of empire. Agriculture and trade developed, but the traditional structure of society and culture came under pressure.
The military colonization of Kazakhstan by the Russian Empire in the 18th century was driven by its strategic interests. Using a combination of diplomatic methods, fortification, and military operations, Russia consolidated its presence in the region. However, this had two consequences. On the one hand, trade increased and infrastructure began to develop. On the other hand, the traditional foundations of Kazakh society were violated, which led to resistance and uprisings.